welcome to GenFriends. I'm your host, Cheri Hudson Passey from Carolina Girl Genealogy. And I've got this fabulous panel. We've got Shelley Murphy, our family tree girl. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here tonight.
Glad you're here. We've got Dan Earl, our family history guy. Hi, Dan.
Hello.
Good, glad you're here too. And we've got Laura Hedgecock from Treasure Chest of Memories. Hey, Laura.
Hi.
How are you guys? Everybody good? Everybody ready to talk about day 7 of relative race?
Yes.
Oh, what a day. What a day. I just, yeah, like I said, the
It's
music
just
comes
what a
on.
day.
I start to cry every time.
Yeah.
And of course, we come into this day worried because we've got 2 teams that have 2 strikes.
Right.
So we're worried about what's going to happen with that. Team Black leaves their sister and she's made him a t-shirt. Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that adorable?
Oh, they were so cute. Yeah. Sister's love is forever. Something like that. It said.
Forever or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they were so beautiful. That was wonderful for them to be able to do that. I loved that. And of course they had a kind of a hard time getting where they were supposed to go. So I was really, really worried about them. We've got Team Blue. She was taking a selfie. Kaylee was taking a selfie with a Polaroid. So that begs the question again, do they have Polaroid cameras in their bags when they start out? Because, you know, we've asked that question before. So y'all let us know. Did you have Polaroids in your bag with your maps and everything else? Is there a Polaroid camera?
With the flip phone.
Right. So
I didn't know you could take a selfie with a Polaroid. To think of it, you know,
talented.
We didn't do that when we used them.
Yeah, you have to have long arms.
Too funny.
Did you ever do that with a Polaroid when you got one?
I never did.
I don't think we ever thought to turn it around and take a picture.
I don't think like pictures of myself, so that's the last thing I would take a picture of with a Polaroid.
But how creative.
Me either. Team Red, it was sad to watch him go. He got some more information. Darrell got some more information this time about his dad. So his biological mom was telling him about his biological father before they got their information on where they were going and jumped in the car. And he's passed away, is what he's found out, is his biological father has passed away. She had his obituary, but it didn't say how he died, but it said that he had 7 sisters.
It was
in that obituary, but unfortunately they didn't want to participate. So
correct.
You know, he's going to have to meet up with them after the show. So they just didn't want to participate, and you know, not all relatives do. So but he knows he's got those 7 sisters out there somewhere that he needs to go.
So what is that total for him? Does the seven from the dad's side, and then the one from the mother's side, and then the two brothers?
Yeah, okay. So he's got quite the bunch of siblings. Yeah, quite the bunch of siblings. Team Green is headed out to go. They've had such a wonderful journey. They really have. They've had such a wonderful journey. It's been so fun to watch all the teams. But
let me ask you guys a question.
Okay. All right.
On Team Green, they all look like they're twins and triplets. And they're
strong.
They all
strong genes.
Look so much.
Levi Strauss would be jealous. Those are some strong genes.
They have some really
very expressive genes.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
But they just really all look alike.
They do. They look alike.
And the little beards and
absolutely
everything.
All of them. You know, no matter which side, you can tell it's all family to Stephen.
Yeah.
And you just well, so they're out on the race. We've got a little bit of texting going on again between Team Blue.
I thought it was adorable though.
That was so funny as they're talking about, you know, you need to give it up and let somebody else take the strike, and then
Team Blue acted like us.
And Team Blue was acting like that they were so offended. Of course, they were joking around and said, "Yeah, we were crying." And JT had snot coming out of his nose. It's hysterically funny. I thought that was so funny, but you know, it's all out of love and fun. And even though, oh, did you, I really liked when Kaylee got mad at JT for chewing that chip for too long.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
Do they have kids?
Yes, they do. I want to say a couple
JT
of
and his
boys.
wife
I
have
would say
kids.
two.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a
Two?
couple of
Okay.
boys. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that was hysterical that she was mad because he was chewing that chip for so long. That was so funny. Then we have
They were all getting irritated with their partner in the car.
They were the driving directions with Team Black weren't
Oh
going the
gosh,
way
the
they wanted them to go.
twins.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
I don't know where I'm going.
So they were frustrated. Well, they had that extra, not blue and green, but red and black had that pressure of knowing that if they got that strike, they were going to go home. So that didn't help. But Jarrell's singing in the car again, and then at one point he was singing. She was telling him to hush, and at one point she says, "You can't finish that song." So whatever the words were afterward must have been against relative race rules. She's like, "You can't finish that." So I love how happy he always is when he's driving, and the songs and all that kind of stuff. They just crack me up. The challenge, guys. The challenge killed me, and yet it's another challenge that a family reunion could do.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was hilarious, and they were blindfolded.
Yeah, they had those glasses on so they couldn't see. Yeah, they called it blind. Yeah, blindfold pictures. I think that's what they called it or something. But anyway,
why was Jarrell using two colors?
Well, a lot of it where I noticed that they were using, I think he hurried.
And they couldn't even see what they were drawing.
Yeah, so they did. They were the big brushes though. So they had the blackout goggles, and they weren't even small brushes. I can't even do Pictionary with a pen. I can't even imagine trying to
But
paint.
it looked like the best drawings were the monster truck.
That was
they
good.
all were some kind of a way getting the monster, a vehicle.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a monster truck, but
I want to know, Susan, how on earth did she guess sloth?
I have no idea. Idea.
Sloth.
My mother looked at me and she was like, "She got that." And I said, "I don't even see it on the picture."
I don't know how on earth she got sloth. That cracked me up. I'm just like, what? And then Jarrell at one point said it looked like a bear holding another bear. So funny. But they had things like porcupine, and they tried really hard, to make the quills.
I think I would have went sideways for the porcupine.
Maybe I think
where they
tried that one
in the front.
Yeah.
I didn't see them, to actually draw out the body, then put all the things up. So
and then of course, I knew it was probably coming. Pamela, because they're sisters, right? So Pamela and Christine get into a paint fight, and they're painting each other.
Yes.
Really fun. Getting out all those frustrations of the drive and not finding what they wanted to find quick enough. And I thought that was really funny. But they all looked like they were having such a good time. I think it was a good stress relief. Just something that wasn't too physical and wasn't too mental. It was fun. I mean, yes, you had to look at the pictures and figure it out, but it was not as stressful as some of the games. And so I like that one. That's got to go in the family reunion book. So relative race. We give you all these suggestions of which games to put in the book. Relatives.
But not with those big brushes though.
Yeah, those big.
Okay.
No, without them.
No, I think I would do the big brushes. My kids are rascals, so I give them the big brushes. So as we go into the relatives this week, blue team, oh my goodness, when they got to their relative's house and that woman walked out, I was like, that's got to be somebody that's related to his dad. And sure enough, it was his dad's sister. Lindy was her name.
Yes.
Yeah.
She amazing. Was so glad to meet him.
Oh, I know. And it sounds like sounds like they had a hard story. Things weren't necessarily good for Lindy and her brother, JT's dad, because their mother had died and they were sent different places and things were hard. And so.
Yeah, but didn't they say, no, her mother was murdered. She said murder. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. I just remember.
Watch it again.
Okay, I will do that. I know that
her mother, the dad and sister's mother, was murdered.
I know she died, but
that was someone else, right?
Well, that was JT. That was JT's mother was murdered. But this is on the other side.
I know about his mother.
Yeah.
I'm talking
again.
about.
I know she died, but I didn't catch that. So I'll have to listen to it again. But I know that because of her death, then Lindy and her brother ended up.
Yes.
In places that weren't so good. And then she ended up on the street.
Very sad.
He ended up on the street. And JT was saying that as he's met his family, he sees there was a lot of this kind of hardship throughout the family. But I also liked that when she hugged him, she says you feel like family, you feel like family. And I thought that was beautiful. And he was saying, with his adoptive parents dying when he was so young, that he had nobody to call and nobody to talk to. And now he's got family to talk to. He's not alone. And guys, they lived so close to each other.
Everybody was right there in the area.
Yeah, and it's like JT said, they were all right under our noses. We were all under each other's noses.
And they crossed, like the sister, his auntie said, we probably crossed paths because they were living in the same place.
Same neighborhood. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, you hear stories from time to time. You see it in the newspaper where long lost sisters find each other and they've been like working in the same place, or that kind of thing. It's just unbelievable how those kind of things happen. I really liked Stephen's relatives and his adventure. So somebody else want to talk about Stephen? So it's not me the whole time talking.
Stephen was on the bikes. Him and the wife, they went on the bikes.
Right. He met his nephew.
Yeah.
And
they went on the mountain bikes.
Yeah.
It's like Stephen's relatives want to take him out in the desert and do something to him.
Exactly. And when he got off that bike, he said, "I'm really glad I'm still alive."
I hope we get a chance to get them on here because Stephen's hilarious.
Hilarious. Yeah. Oh, that was like what, 3-4 times that he couldn't get that daggone bike to start.
Yeah.
On camera, so that can't be good. So they had a really good time, and he was able to see some pictures. This is a nephew of his sister that he hasn't met on the show yet. So whether or not that's going to be another person behind the door, we don't know. But he was so cute though when he said, "I'm your nephew." You could tell it was like,
because we got 3 more episodes, right?
Yeah,
8, 9, and 10.
Well, they don't meet people on 10, just 8 and 9. So really, we've only got 2 more.
Yeah. 2 more.
2 more shows where they meet people. So I thought that was really sweet. And then he was able to get pictures. And again, you could see the resemblance.
That family has the strongest male genes. I'm going to say male genes, because all of those guys
right. And this was it's a sister on his father's side. So yeah, absolutely. So that was fun for him to be able to do that and go out and hang out and have some fun with them. So so Pamela and Christine get to their relative's house, and it's got that nice, beautiful porch.
And that little boy, the little boy on the swinging. Who are you?
Like, well, who are you? And I thought he was going to do the whole line,
I did too.
So and he just looked and went, "Oh, I better go get my dad."
Yeah.
Get his stuff. And it could be that they had it all set up and then he got nervous.
I don't know what happened there, but it was hilarious.
That was really, really cute. And you could tell that they were kind of like, little boy.
Maybe we're not at the right house.
Right.
That would have been hilarious if it was the wrong picture.
Right?
And knowing relative race, they would have had that clip in there if it was the wrong house.
Somebody walks up to you, you're just like cutting the grass, and they're like, "Hi, I'm so and so and so and so. How are we related?" We're not.
Let me go get my dad.
Right. Let me go get my dad.
Or let me go get my gun.
That's right.
Exactly. So this was a cousin who was related to the first cousin that they met on day one. So this was the son of the cousin they met on day one. So, and he was able to share some more information about their biological mom. So they're really, really lucky that although she's passed, there are people that knew her well enough to be able to share some stories and photos and all that kind of stuff. So they're getting to know her at least a little, even if they can't.
And their dad is still out there, though.
Yeah,
I'm hoping they get to meet their dad. I hope they make it. Yeah, it's got to happen in the next 2 episodes.
Well, I'm thinking, because they've got day 8, and then if somebody gets a strike on day 8, they still get their golden ticket, right? And so they'll get to meet that next relative. So I think we're all good. Teams that are left. I think we're all good.
Now, what did you just say?
The golden ticket. So all of them have a golden ticket that they can use if they get 3 strikes.
Oh, so you're saying a golden ticket for Team Black would get them to everywhere but the finale.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So there's hope. There's hope for them. For us, there's hope for us to see the reunion. They're going to. All the teams are going to, but there's hope for us to be able to see it. I saved Jarrell and his relative for last because it was
Granny.
It was so wonderful. So they get to this house and they had a really hard time. Nobody knew where this street was. They kept asking people, and nobody knew where this was. And then there it was. He goes, well, we didn't need directions after all. And she's like, oh. So there it was. They find a house, and this girl comes running out, and I knew it had to be his sister because she looks just like their mom. To me, she looks just like their mom. Yeah, and she's cute. She's not very old. Was like 20 or something like that. And
she's probably the baby of the family.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm your sister. It was so cute.
Yeah. She acted like them. He just was very gregarious and happy and bubbly.
Because he is. He did say, he says, I am like that, most of the time. Probably not when he's tired and running for and getting sad news and things like that. They're frustrated, he is a bubbly, happy person. Well, think of all the songs and things that he's singing in the car. So anyway, so then she says, I've got a surprise for you inside, right? Yeah, so they go inside.
He would have never guessed that.
Who was in there, Dan? Who was in there?
Grandma.
Grandma was in there and jumped up for joy and snatched him, basically. And it was, to me, it was almost overwhelming, but it was good overwhelming, and stuff, because she just grabbed him and she said, what did she say? Now I've seen everybody, or I'm complete, or
all my grandkids. Yeah.
All my grandkids. Yes. Precious.
She was funny. She said, this is the best Mother's Day. So now we kind of know when they filmed it, right? This is the best Mother's Day, Grandmother's Day I've had in 28 years.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that was the date, or maybe she just meant it was a grandmother's day because of what happened.
Right. Yeah, it could be, but I'm thinking, I think they filmed it last spring, so that would have probably maybe been around the time, but I just thought that was really cute. And I loved how they said that grandma is the party.
And they weren't lying.
The party. And
that wasn't a lie. That was totally true.
Oh my gosh.
She was herself all the way. It was great.
And she just kept hugging him, and they went skating, which I thought was hysterically funny. And she was loving sitting there and watching them skate. She was their audience. And apparently they went skating because she used to take the sister, the granddaughter, out skating all the time. And so they wanted to do something like that to have some memories with Jarrell and skating. Yeah. So I thought that was really sweet. It was a happy, after the sadness of hearing from his biological mom and how sad that was for them, and hearing that his biological father had passed away.
Right.
To have this happy moment, that was beautiful. It was well played, relative race. Well played to be able to get, yeah, to manage that, so he could then be on a high, you know. So that was so fun. And who
Yeah, I
wouldn't
think
want to
I'm
go
gonna
sit?
watch it again tonight. That's a
wouldn't
good
wanna
way
go
to
sit?
go out tonight to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm just like, who wouldn't want? Who would not want to hang out with his granny? I just,
Yeah.
Did he even say, I'm not gonna even bother going to sleep tonight? I'm just gonna
Yeah,
listen to her.
exactly,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and it was such a more relaxed, I think last week, I mean, got beyond the big meeting my mom and what happened.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
now it's just, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
That it was like a switch was
Yeah.
flipped.
I
Well,
agree.
you think about it, and I hate to go right to the end, but because I've sat here and just bawled my eyes out, but you know, but the wife, she said it all. It was
Yeah.
just what
It was
she
worth
got,
it.
what she was able to get out.
Right. Right. Well, let's
um,
go to that. Let's go to the
Red
results
team.
and then meeting
Yeah.
and then meeting, you know, that was really fun to watch them introduce everybody. And you can just feel, you can just, like I said this before, you can
It was
just
only
feel
a
them rooting.
5-minute difference.
They're
too,
rooting
between
for each
their-
other. And here comes Stephen and Susan in first place again, you know.
I'm
But-
happy for them.
And so
I
everybody's thinking, you know, since they have won, they're probably going to win on day 10, but it's totally different on day 10, because this makes it so that they definitely go to day 10.
Yeah, green team will be at day
Be in
10.
day 10, and then so
Yeah.
will blue team, because they came in second. So we know the
Correct.
two of them are going to be there, but you know what? Either one could win this thing, because it's different. The challenges are
still
different. We
think
don't know what
green
they're.
wins.
We don't
still-
know what's.
I'm still throwing that out there. I am.
It's going to be. I think it's going
And
to be
it's,
fun because.
and I really don't care specifically. Long
Yeah.
as, you know, somebody's going to win, because it's really the journey.
Yes,
and
exactly.
the journey,
Right.
but it's a nice way to end your journey somewhat.
Sure.
But
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I would put a prediction out on green team.
I don't know.
They
I
do
would
very
throw
well
blue out.
together.
Oh, I know. They do.
Oh, no,
They do.
and it really depends. Like last season,
Because I like blue team
it really
too.
relied on athleticism. So I think it
Exactly.
will depend on how the final
That's
is
right.
structured.
Exactly.
And-
It all depends. You're absolutely right, Laura. It all depends on how they structure it. So, but I like the fact that they do seem to have a good bond, even though there's been a lot of teasing and joking around. I think they'll go into it as, yes, this is a competition, but I think that they'll respect each other through it, because
Sure.
they built that bond. They built that bond. So first, second, and then of course we're all just dying, because at that point we know somebody's going home. But Dan says each of you have got a golden ticket, which means that they get to at least go meet the next relative one more, and that will be on camera. They will film it, and we'll be able to see it, which is what we want, right? What we want. But you know what? Something really funny happened that I skipped over accidentally as we went to results. Something really funny happened, because as they were showing everybody who they met,
Right.
Granny sitting there,
Oh,
and they
this
turned
was
the camera
hilarious.
so they could see.
Wait, what?
See Granny. So they turn the camera, so they're introducing Granny, and they said, "There's Dan," and she goes,
Oh, yes. The handsome, good looking, whatever she said.
Good looking man.
Yeah, good looking
Good
man. That's right.
looking, and he is. He's gorgeous. He is.
His face, you know that was not planned. I wonder
He
how long
couldn't
it took.
speak almost.
So I'm wondering how long it took to get that regroup back.
Right.
That was so
I loved it.
funny. So funny. And
Everybody fell out.
I know, all the teams were laughing so hard. That was good comic relief as they were going in. But as we found out, Team Black came in third, and our precious red team got their third strike, and Amani was just, oh, she just cried and she cried. Even Dan teared up, and all the other teams, everybody was crying.
I
Everybody was
crying.
crying. Yeah, yeah. And it's hard. It's hard, to see a team go home, but that's the nature of the game. It is a game,
But
it's
look what they've gotten.
exactly.
I
And that's what
mean,
she was saying. And you alluded to it earlier, Shelley, is about
Yeah.
her saying that he
Yeah.
met those people he needed to meet. He found the information that he needed to find. And so even
Yeah.
though it was day 7, they'll get the day 8. And so they're only going to miss on camera one day because they'll still get the information.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. So they'll only miss on camera one. And so, we can always see if we can find out who they got
Well,
to meet.
and again, it's really
Sure.
like the Imani said, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he,
exactly.
Darrell, he got
Oh,
it all. I mean, he
did.
really did. He got to both of the parents, even though one has passed.
mhm.
He's
At least he's
still
got the
that.
information.
And the
He's got that.
siblings that he got,
Oh,
the things
yes.
that he had wished for, he
Yeah.
got. They knew about him.
Yep.
And again, they're
exactly.
looking for a Gerald, not a Jarrell, type thing.
And it was
So,
fun that the grandma said that she named his middle name. She's the one that
Jarrell
named him
Thomas.
Thomas, that she
Yeah.
named him. So
Now, did she know him when he was in the foster home?
I don't know. I don't think they ever mentioned that. She knew of him, so that's a good question. I don't know if
Yeah.
she ever saw him at that point, or she just knew of him. I just don't even know.
So
Oh,
what
that came out of that
Auntie
is
knew.
his sister works like just really close to where they're
where they
from,
live.
or down the street or something. He was saying,
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
Oh,
Well,
very,
that's like
very, very cool.
JT's whole family. Everybody has been in the South pretty much.
Yeah, yeah,
Mississippi, right? All there.
exactly. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all there. Yeah,
Going
yeah.
to school for firefighter. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all that.
It's just amazing. It's just amazing. The whole thing is amazing.
Think
So
of that genealogy wise. Who's in
Yeah.
the neighborhood? Everybody's not that far from each other.
that's a good point.
And
That's a
that's
good
just
point,
telling
Shelley.
you to stay local and exhaust that local county. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because they
Yes.
were all there.
They were all there. They were all
Yeah.
there. It's just remarkable. This whole season's been so
Yeah.
remarkable. So we are going to have to say goodbye to
Red team.
Team Red, and all the other teams just were so kind in their words. Usually when relative race goes off, you see the night little things where they're going to bed and they talk about their day. All they did was say how much they loved Team Red and how much they were going to miss them, and that. So that was really nice that they
Don't you
were
think
able
this
to.
whole season's been more emotional than others?
I don't know if it's any more emotional than others, or if it's just that we get so caught up in the moment that
Yeah.
for us every season is emotional, right? Because
I
we're right
don't
there
know.
watching
This
it.
one just seems to
Yeah.
be more. There's more to it.
And it could be, and it
Yeah.
could be. It's been a really, really good season though. So,
Yeah.
but for people that watched and they're just sad, we're sad too. But that golden ticket is going to at least give us one more day to see who they can who they're going to meet. And like we said, if Team Black gets another strike the next day, the same thing. They've got their golden ticket and they'll be able to meet somebody else. So I'm not as worried going into day 8 because I know that even if they get that third strike, we'll see the next person. So I'm not as worried. I mean, I know they all want to go to day 10 at this point. I would love for them to all go to day 10 at this point, but just in case, we don't have to stress. They're going to stress.
Yeah, they'll stress for us.
Just a small matter of 50 grand.
That's right. Just a small matter. Anyway, was there anything else about the show that we didn't bring up that you wanted to talk about, or anything that happened that we didn't talk about that you wanted to bring up? I think we covered.
I think the twins and daddy, I think that's going to be
That's what I'm hoping.
It'll probably be emotional, but I think it's also going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I think so too. That's
'Cause
probably
they're
next.
getting information, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other.
And Stephen still needs to meet another sister, Becky, the mother of the
Yeah.
nephew that he
Yeah.
met. So we
Yeah.
know that would probably be, and his father. So that would be 8 and 9.
So who's left
Oh.
for JT?
So I'm not sure who's left for JT. Who's left? Oh, his father, right? His father.
Nothing's been said about his dad.
I mean, yeah, people have talked about him, but
Right,
that's,
but nothing, I don't remember them saying he's alive or dead.
Which makes me, remember we said that at the beginning, I think it means that he's alive.
I think he's
Because at the
alive.
beginning,
because
went
they
ahead
haven't
and told
said.
him, you
Right.
can't meet your mom.
Yes.
And I think they would have said you can't meet either of your parents.
Exactly.
I
think you're right.
They were both, if they were both deceased.
I agree with you. I
So
agree
just
with you.
have the box ready for Sunday. That's a good way to go out. Just have the box ready because it's gonna
Kleenex
be
and
day 8. Yeah.
and I'm watching eating Halloween candy to, because my nerves are so stressed and I'm getting so emotional. I'm eating all the Halloween candy. So, I'll have to find something else. Oh, I'm sure it'll all be
I'm
gone
gonna
by
watch
next
it
Sunday.
again when we get
in my
off.
house.
I'm gonna look at it again because
Yeah.
I thought that's what I heard on
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't
what's his name's the dad, his dad's mother. I mean, he met his sister. Wait a minute. He met his dad's sister. So his grandmother. It's his grandmother.
So remember, and Dan just says we need to do this 6 cousins 3 times removed.
Oh God, Kevin Bacon thing.
Yep.
We need to
give us
do
all a
that.
break. It's an emotional break. 6 cousins.
Too funny. Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight and talking about this. I'm so sad though when a team has to go home, but I'm grateful that they are doing that golden ticket. They've only done it once before. I believe they've only done it, and that was with JT and Jen. That was the only time that I can remember
I think so.
them giving the golden ticket. So I was so happy to see Dan pull that up.
I have a theory about that as well.
Oh, okay. What's your theory?
Because I think they know by who all's left to be met, etc., how critical these are to the contestant stories.
It could
So
be,
if the last relative is a third cousin 6 times removed or whatever, it's not going to be as critical to the story, or if it's Susan's family instead of Steve's, because we haven't been following that.
Yeah.
But I think the way things piled up, they realized they could get to where the story would just be at an abrupt end if they didn't offer that.
Right. For all of the teams, for every one of them.
We've got 2 hands still out there.
For each of them.
Yeah. I'm sure that you're probably right. They saw that going in, that there was a potential for this to happen, and they needed to make sure that everybody's story got told as far as possible. So I think you're right. I think you're right with that. So I'm glad that they're doing it again, because that gives me that always, it just, it's that one more day. So.
And we still got 2 dads to meet.
Yep. So thank you guys. I appreciate it very much. And we appreciate you watching, and make sure you leave us some comments. Tell us how you felt about this day and your sadness for Team Renee. All the tears. So we thank you so much for joining us on GenFriends, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.